Greetings! I am Herbert Erpaderp, and would you believe it's now time for another Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, the video series in which I answer questions because I am, in fact, Herbert Erpaderp. I can't think of anything important that I need to mention, so let's get straight to the questions, each of which is likely to be followed by an answer, though I make no promises that it will be a good answer. First up, questions from Discord. Martin Gotham said, "Thoughts on Rubicon? I'll be building my first kit from them." At this point I've built quite a few of their kits, and I think they're really good, especially their newer releases. I'm always excited to build something from Rubicon, and I certainly recommend them, though they are primarily gaming pieces, so it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want something with extreme detail, you'll probably be a little bit disappointed, but I do think their kits are very nice looking and pretty easy to put together, and I hope you have fun with it. Ratto said, "If there had to be a funny roast of Herbert Erpaderp, but you could choose the roaster, who would you choose and why?" I don't know. Roasts aren't really my kind of comedy, even when they're good-natured or whatever, so I don't know anybody that does that kind of thing. I guess it would usually be a comedian, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. Or maybe it should be somebody that knows me really well, so that they can roast me good and proper. Maybe Barnaby would be a good candidate for that, or another friend who I'm not sure approves of being named on the internet would also be a good choice. Or maybe Weird Al could do it, in poker form. I think that would be the best choice really, and I'm sure he would be up for it. Weird Al rules. Musei said, "If you could change the geography of any part of the world, what region would you change and what biome would it be changed to? I.e. Alaska to a desert or the Sahara to a rainforest." I guess I would have to choose where I live, the Brisbane area. If I chose somewhere else I wouldn't benefit, would I? I would change it from what it currently is, subtropical, to something a bit cooler and less humid. Not a frozen wasteland, but something in between that and what it currently is. I think it would be nice to have snow and not sweltering heat nearly year-round. Head of Secret Science Boys said, Herbert, we're in September. Where did the rest of the year go?" Don't look at me, I didn't take it, and I certainly didn't eat it. I wouldn't do that. Or would I? No, I wouldn't. I totally lied. I would. I would do it and I would laugh. Ha ha ha, I would say. Martin Gotham said, "If you could build a 1-to-1 scale kit, what would it be and what colour would it be painted?" I assume you're referring to something that doesn't actually exist, but I have seen and been tempted by kits for both 1-to-1 scale tank shells and track links. That seems pretty cool, and I probably will pick one of those up at some point. If I could build a life-size tank kit, I think I might choose a Centurion, because why not? Maybe I would paint it pink, or maybe realistic colours. Who knows? Humbrol Polycement said, "What is your favourite type of Fokker Eindecker? E1, 2, 3, or 4? Mine is personally the E1. That's awfully specific. Previous to this I haven't really given any thought to Eindeckers, and don't have a favourite, and I don't think I could tell them apart if you lined them up alongside each other anyway." Musei said, "Who do you think will win the Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict? I don't know if I'm saying that last one right. And that's because I don't know much about it, but I figure nobody is really winning. As best I can tell, it's a bunch of fighting for stupid reasons, as is often the case I suppose. It certainly makes me glad to live somewhere a bit more stable though." B-Piss, which is an amazing name, said, "Are you Herbert Erpaderp?" I might be. Who's asking? Oh, B-Piss is asking. Loki said, "Given the opportunity to have a large hobby room you are not allowed to use for something else, what space-demanding hobby would you like to pick up?" A model railway. That's the easiest and best answer I have for that. If the area was to be filled up with a model railway, I wouldn't feel too much need to do anything else with it. The problem would then become, how do I get the money to fill it with trains? Trekan Belovich said, "Are wild budgerigar seen as just wild birds or pests in Australia?" I suspect it varies from place to place. I think they might be a pest in farming areas growing crops that they would eat, so probably not potato farms or something like that, but mostly grain crops. I don't really know much about them though, and we don't really see them in the wild very much, if at all, where I live. Ratto said, "Could the German Goliath be classified as a tank destroyer?" I would say yes. Well, probably not in the specific role for tank destroyers like a Jackson or an Su-100 or whatever, but it's clearly designed for destroying tanks, though I'm pretty sure it was also intended for other purposes, like destroying bridges or joyriding. Still, if you really want, it could be classified as a tank destroyer, and that would probably upset some humorless nerds, which is always a bonus. Martin Gotham said, could there be a 1/100 scale Groot build? You inspire me to build models which help with my anxiety, so thank you so much. Well, I do appreciate that I can help in some small way. That's awesome, and anxiety sucks butts. Anyway, I'm glad I can help a little bit. As for the group build, I don't run them myself, I don't have the time or inclination, but if you want, feel free to suggest any group build ideas on Discord in the group build channel, obviously. There's no guarantee your suggestion will be chosen, but there's usually a vote on them, and there's probably going to be another one soon. Ratto said, do you think any meme we have in 2020 is going to be used by someone in 2040? Probably, assuming that humans are still around at that point. People in 2020 use old memes all the time, so I don't see why they wouldn't. Well, maybe not those weirdos who think memes have an expiry date and get mad at you for using something that they've seen before, but I can't say I really care about them all that much. The memes in 2040 will probably be completely indecipherable to me, like a lot of them are today, but maybe it'll be refreshing to see some old classics or something. In the YouTube comment section of last fortnight's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, Sam Cohen said, what game are you playing at timestamp? I think it's like 7 minutes or whatever. That's Rust, which I've recently started playing again. It's fun and we've found a pretty good server to play on, so there's going to be a few more Rust streams in the future if anybody's interested in seeing the dumb things Barnaby and I get up to. It also features some Danny from time to time. Yan Tima said, does a Tiger II deserve a 152mm gun in its turret? I don't know. I guess it depends on the individual tank and how well it's been behaving. Naughty tanks don't deserve new toys. I kind of wonder if such a gun would fit into the turret without some hefty modification. It would be fun to see though. EP Art said, I'm not into arbitrarily picking favourites either. What are your thoughts on those who do? If it's what they like doing, it's fine. I don't really care. They can do what they like. I'm not their dad. Or their mother. I just don't really understand the urge that people have to do that. And I do think it's pretty weird when people get into arguments over their favourite tank or whatever. Like real heated arguments because somehow it matters if people agree what your favourites are or something. It seems to me people really like ranking and picking favourites. How else do you explain the thousands and thousands of top 5 or top 10 style videos on YouTube where it's just some random list somebody's put together? Really, that's fine and it's not harming anybody, it's just not something that interests me. Trekan Belovich said, if you sell Ask a Herbert Erpaderp for a good amount of money, can you tell them to choose Robbie Coltrane to be Herbert Erpaderp? Sure. If he would lower himself to take such a role, I think he would be great. Okay, that's all the questions this fortnight. If you've got a question for which you need a very good and wise answer, well, I don't know what to tell you. For anything else, ask your questions below or in the appropriate channel on Discord. Let's now go and have a look at some of the modelling work that has been shared in the Discord community over the last 2 weeks. First up, Poster Gestapo shared this awesome looking IS-2. This thing looks like it's been in the fight for a long time. It's a 1/72nd scale kit from S model, and it's obviously been modified and had some stowage and stuff added. Really interesting looking stowage too. I especially like that rickety old ladder. This is fantastic work. Poster Gestapo says they're waiting for crew and plan to put the tank on a diorama, which seems like a good idea to me. Alexander the Meh has added a tank to his Japanese force. I think this is the Chi-Ha from Warlord, though it is distinctly possible that I could be wrong. Either way, it's a neat looking tank, and the plants and grasses on it have added a lot of interest. Good work. Pax Britannica has shared this gigantic stompy boy, which comes complete with a very angry looking commander. I guess he's the commander anyway. This is a Warhound Titan Incendium of the Legio Astorum. Never quite sure if I'm saying things like that right. Either way, this is very cool. It's got that ridiculous over-the-top look of the Warhammer universe, and it's been painted very, very well. Impressive work. Major General Bunk has shared this very interesting kit bash. This is a what-if model based on the concept of the Red Army upgrading their aging fleet of IS-3Ms in the early 60s, the T-63. This is based on the old Airfix 176 scale IS-3 kit, but it's clearly had a bunch of extra bits from the bits box added, along with some scratch building with plastic card. It's fun to try and find all of the parts added to this model, and Bunk has kindly listed them all on Discord, though by the time this video is out you might need to scroll up a fair bit. Awesome work. I do enjoy seeing kit bashes like this. Trekan Beluvich shared this very nice Soviet T-64. This is in 15mm scale from Battlefront. Trekan says he painted 2 of these from a friend's tanks, you have to shout it, the modern age starter set, because he wanted to show 2 painted tank models with some slight differences. I don't know where the other one is, but this one is awesome. Digital Rocket shared this Def Dread. This thing looks like it's been doing a lot of chomping. Very cool. I really find orc stuff entertaining and fun, and this one is no exception. This one has been named Old Blood IE. Very cool. Sodium Chloride shared this car. I'm not a carsman, so I can't identify it, but this is really cool looking. It's got some nice subtle weathering, which I think makes it look really convincing. It's a car that's being used, but somebody looks after it. It's really good work. And that's it for the modelling this fortnight. As always, a very big thank you to those who share their work and take part in the discussions on Discord. It's always good to see. Also, thank you to everybody who asks questions and watch my videos. Also, can't forget patrons and subscribers on Twitch. You guys make it so much easier to make the videos that I make. It's all very much appreciated. Ask a Herbert Erpadep will be back in 2 weeks, so until then, I'll see you in my other videos. And I can see you. Put that away, Lawrence. Have I made that joke before? Probably. Anyway, if you've not done so already, why not subscribe, follow, ring the bell, become a patron or YouTube member, or maybe just come say hi on Discord or Twitch. Links to all of my things are in the description below, and as always, I shall return soon. So until then, be excellent to each other, and thank you for watching. Farewell.